Alright, welcome back to this exhilarating, exciting series. I hope y'all are having as much fun as I am. But what I do hope is that you've gotten out and you've taken a look at your site and you started to make an inventory of what plant species you have. What Start to explore those plant communities in the ecosystem that is there currently, what it might be a remnant of. We can figure out by, well, you just got to catalog and compare. So, I would recommend, if you can get signal, if you can get reception, use iNaturalist. If you're watching this video, I imagine you probably already use iNaturalist or at least know what it is. But if you don't, it's free. They're a nonprofit. Download it. It's a plant ID app um, that your plant IDs can get verified, and as they become verified, they help people do research. So you can go out and make your own, and it helps you do plant ID. You upload the pictures. The app helps you ID, gives you some ID suggestions. And so you can go out and identify most plants with the iNaturalist app, with the photos, and drop these little pins. Um, and then what you can do is back home, you can download that data into QGIS. I'm going to show you how I do it. There might be an easier way, but this is how I do it. We have the area that we want of our site. We have our site outlined. I have some filters on for this example, research grade and just plants. But in the filters menu, you click download and it brings up this website, this web page. Most everything's filled out automatically. There's some more options you can add if you want, and you click create export. That's going to bring up, it might take a little minute, but it'll bring up this little green button, and you'll download them, extract it. It's a zip file. Extract it, and you'll have this CSV file. Now, what you're going to want to do is go to mymaps.google.com, okay, and create a new map. When you create a new map, you can zoom into your site or search for it in an address. But what you want to do is, it'll have this untitled later. Either click import here, or you can go to this menu and click import. And you're going to want to import that CSV file. This, you're going to want to choose columns to position your place marks. Choose latitude and longitude, where it says, when it asks you to choose a column to title your markers, that's what is going to show up in the menu, the legend. And I would use scientific name. You can use common name if you want, but scientific name is better for your being accurate. Let's say you want to do seed collection or something. So there they all are. Now rename this something you're going to recognize. Oops, we'll just do that. Okay, and then the same menu, gonna do export data as KML/KMZ. That's what you want to do. Okay, then you go into QGIS and your data source manager, browse to that download and add it to your map. Add layers. These little square, I don't know if you can see them, these little boxes. Take this layer, right click, and export save feature as. We're going to save this as an ESRI shapefile. And it's a little easier to work with. And we can get rid of that that one. Now we have the shapefile to work with. We can put labels, change the symbology. We can put labels on it here. Make it readable. We can change the symbols based on name as well. Or we can do symbols based on family. Let's do symbols based on family. If you chose that as an option. And with labels based on species. So yeah, that was quick and easy. Overlaid with biophysical settings. And we can start to figure out plant communities. Now I'm going to show you how to do it in OnX Hunt, which is also a good program that you can use. So go to the OnX Hunt map. OnX Hunt app, excuse me, is OnX Premium you can use without reception. So if you don't have reception, if you're working way out in the country, way out in the middle of nowhere, the backwoods, like in some of the places I work, you can use OnX to basically make the same observations in iNaturalist, but you don't, it's not like the iNaturalist app that can ID plants for you and have a lot of different data. The iNaturalist data is insane. There's a lot of data that you can choose from. I mean, it comes with all of this. It comes with photos, links to the photos, any of these that you, the image URL, anything that you checked down here. You know, so OnX isn't going to come with that much data, but it does have a place where you can type in notes on your waypoints, and that is what you can use. So I'm gonna show you how to do this. We're gonna zoom in here. We're gonna zoom in here. I've made a bunch of markers and it's kind of slow, so bear with me. Show only this folder. Okay, so you can see I've got my streams in there. What you're gonna do is, just to show you what the things I've got in here. I've got plant species, native plant species in green, non-native invasives in blue, and then basal stem area measurements in red. And in the notes, of the plants, I put whether they're codominant, canopy, midstory, or understory. Codominant, few observed, or single observed. So now, unfortunately, you can't download data photographs in OnX. They don't let you do that. But we can download these markers just like we did the other stuff and have a little more, maybe a little less to go off of. But if you're using field guides, if you're not using reception to ID plants with iNaturalist, you're using field guides and you're probably getting a pretty good ID. So these markers is all we need. And um, you're going to click on the folder that you want to, you're going to go to My Content. You're going to select, and if you're zoomed in here, you can only list content visible on screen. I don't want to download these tracks. That's good, good. The waypoints. So I can select all and then just deselect the tracks. If you don't know how to use OnX, it's pretty easy to use. It takes an afternoon to learn how to use. It's really easy. So you select the ones you want. Click export. Choose. I like to use KML. I guess you could use GPX. I've never used GPX, but I've only used KML. And then we don't have to do any conversion in Google My Maps, so we are ready to import this straight into QGIS with the data source manager. We'll browse to that OnX markups file, click add layers, close. And now it might take some time for me to actually narrow down the symbology of these, because I will have to add all that data that iNaturalist has automatically. This does not have. All it has is the name that you give the waypoint and the notes that you put in. It's got this ID thing and some other things too, but that's it. But you can do labels. Let's make these green for now, since most of them are plants. And we can do labels. Name. Let's make it something we can read. There's our labels. These are common names, but they don't have to be. You can, well, most of them are common names anyway. So you can see, let's get this off of here. You can see our plant communities pretty well. Every plant is not represented, but we can take this, overlay it just like we did before with our biophysical settings. And here we have Southern Piedmont dry oak pine area. Yeah, different different plant communities. I'm spacing out. Sorry about that. Anyway, we can overlay the biophysical settings layer in here with our own observations in QGIS here. We also have slope in there. Let's get rid of elevation slope so it's a little cleaner. We have our basal stem area data. 0 this is open. This is dense forest. We have some information about the plant communities in here. We can compare this with the descriptions in NatureServe of the plant communities underneath component associations. See, because we're in southern Piedmont, dry oak pine forest all throughout here, right? But there's several plant communities. So we can kind of narrow things down even more if we want to. That way. So I hope that's useful. Um, and maybe we'll have more stuff from me later, but I hope this really helps you sort out all this LANDFIRE, NatureServe, biophysical settings, component associations, QGIS mess, and help navigate that a little better so you can come up with a more detailed and clear and appropriate restoration plan for your place. Till next time, this is Georgia Slim. Peace out, y'all.